Have you seen the latest out of Wisconsin, where that terribly gerrymandered legislature is literally trying to undo the outcome of the Wisconsin Supreme Court race we all watched a few months ago? I mean, it's shocking behavior, isn't it? Just outrageous. Actually, here's my free advice. Never be shocked. Never again be surprised by the lengths these folks are willing to go to, these corrupt, gerrymandered state houses, to cling to power. Be outraged. Don't normalize it, but never be surprised. This is actually why I wrote my book, Laboratories of Autocracy, and gave it that title just a few years ago. Because I've watched, as we watch beyond the federal races, if we look closely beyond the federal races, all around this country, what we are seeing in Wisconsin has been happening for years. They simply ignore and fight the results of democracy if it threatens their power. So when did this begin? Well, more recently, when governors, Democratic governors won places like North Carolina, in Wisconsin and Michigan, they simply tried to strip those governors of power. That was one way to defy the results of democracy, take power away from those who just beat you, right? In other places, like Florida, in other states, they simply ignored and defied the results of direct democracy. In Florida, the voters voted to get rid of the ban on felons voting. They simply ignored it and got their way around it. In Missouri, the voters voted to end gerrymandering and to expand Medicaid. They did their best to ignore that. It worked when it came to gerrymandering. In Nevada, North Dakota, and Maine, they ignored referenda when they could. Ohio is a basket case of all this stuff. Twice in Ohio, Ohio voters voted to end gerrymandering. They simply defied the new constitutional requirements for years. And when we elected an independent court, like Wisconsin, that enforced those rules, they simply ignored the court, changed the rules as to how we elect courts, and broke the law for 2 years to get themselves a friendly court so they could keep right on violating these rules. And now we're stuck with gerrymandering going forward. This is their strategy, and often it works. And this is not a happy talk, folks, but if we're going to win the battle for democracy, we have to see that this is what they do and not be surprised by it. Plan for it. In everything we do, from federal legislation to grassroots activism to court rulings, know that their predictable reaction to threats to power is to break the law and directly defy the results of democracy.